Okay, so the development server also somebody would say, some people will say golden client. When I say the golden client, under this development server is part of only customization. Whatever the configuration is to be required, that needs to be done in the development server. Then the changes need to be okay. While doing configuration, if you remember, the system will generate the transport requests. SC09 and display here. See, these are the transport requests which has been created. Then with help of the transport requests, because whatever changes I am doing, those changes will be associated to the selected transport request. Okay, so the changes will be interlinked to the transport request. Then the changes will be transferred from development system to quality system for testing purpose. Okay, so when I say the golden client in this system customization, in this we will not perform, remember, we will not perform any testing. This is only for customization or configuration purpose, because we do not have the master data, any master data in this system. Okay, so in this development we do not have the master data. So and testing data, so that is the reason we will not perform any testing in the development server. Then the customization, settings we will bring into quality system, QA system, with help of transport request. The transport orders or transport requests. Transport requests. How you can bring the transport requests? Then we can identify the transport requests in SC09 or SC10 transaction transaction code. Then now once we identify that one, how to release the transport request? This is a very important one. Okay, to release the transport request, okay, to release the transport request, see the step one, first to release the child request. I will show you that one practically. Then release the main transport. Okay, how can I release the transport request? Go to SC09 transaction code. You can find which one you want to release. Okay, remember. Then let us assume if I want to release the 1783 transport request. then click on this one. Okay, see, without releasing the child transport request, if I try to release the main transport request, what will happen? Let's see. Now I'm just selecting the main transport request only. Then let me try to click on the release option, vehicle option simply. Now let's see what system will say. See, referencing task, see 1784 not yet released. Why system is telling that? See 178. So now for this one, if I want to release this one, the system need to release the, we must have to release the, we must have to release this subtask. See 1783, it is the main transport request. 1784 is the sub transport request. You can see here, not yet released. Okay, so that is the reason. First click on this one. Okay, if you want, you can go inside of this one, what configuration has been done here. You can see this house bank withholding tax code. Okay, withholding tax, everything it is there here. Okay, then select this child request, then release the direct. Now see, now the task has been released. You can see here request has been released. Now it has been selected as a tick mark. Then now come to the main transport request, because this is the child transport request. This is the main transport request. Okay, now come to the main transport request. Click on this one. Now the system will see, now system is releasing the main transport request. Okay, local request released. Okay, no longer locked. Okay, now let's see that one where we can identify the released transport requests. Just to go back, click on here, a bit slow it is their system. Now select the released one, then display. You can see here, this has been released. It's been released. Also select this one, click on the display here. System will display. Go here, who has released, when it has been released. And now you can see here. Okay, now option number one, what we have seen. Okay, the release transport request, here we can able to see the transport. Okay, then going back, now in order to bring the changes into from development to quality system, the method number one, okay, release the transport request. To release the transport request, I will put it here, is that in order to bring customization changes from development to quality system, we have two, I will mention, we have two methods or two ways. Then number one is that, okay, A is a, we need to release the transport request, then we need to bring the changes into the quality system. The method B is a, then without releasing the, remember, without releasing the transport in development system development system development system to bring changes into QA system quality. QA is, don't confuse, quality system. We need to follow the below steps. Then what will happen in this method? The method number B is a, then first one is that go to SCC1 transaction code and SCC1 transaction code, then and key the TR number. TR is nothing. Okay, I'll spell. Transport number which we want to bring, or which we want to bring changes into QA system. Okay, see, go to SCC1 transaction code and key the transport number. So specify the transport number which we want to, or which the changes are having. Okay, or which we want to bring changes into QA system. Then what you need to do, SCC1. Now here what you can do, you need to specify the source client. Okay, source client. First you need to specify the source client. Okay, from where you are bringing the changes into system. Remember, one more important thing is important. Note the SCC1. Remember, okay, we need to apply our first. Okay, step number. Okay, then step number 1, what we need to do, while importing, while using SCC1, we need to follow the below steps. Remember, then the number 1 is the login into QA system. Remember, if you are bringing changes of development system TR changes, then what you need to do, first you need to log in into the QA system. Then quality system, you need to log in into the quality system. Then go to transaction code SCC1. Then go to SCC1. Then specify the client or key the client. Remember, client number of development source client. I'll put it as a source client. What is the source client? Source is nothing but a where you have created your transport requests. Okay, so I have created my transport requests in this client. What is this client? This is the 100 client. But now this is my development system. Let us assume I want to bring the changes from development system to SSC4. Let me show you. So I will show you the example here. Now I have 100 client, it is there, 400 client, it is there. Now I have done all the changes in 100 client. Now I want to bring the changes from 100 client to 400 client. Let us assume this is the 100 is my development, 400 is my quality system. In that situation, I need to log in into the quality system with help of the 400 client. Then I need to select the SCC1. Then the source is the, what is the source here? The system would required is a source. Source is 100. What is the transport request number which you need to specify? Where you can see the transport request, SC10 or SC09. Select the modifiable. Select the transport request. Let me select this one. I'm just selecting this one. Keep the transport number. Okay, include tasks and requests. Okay, test run. Okay, first you need to, if you want to see the initial trial run with the test run also, the SAP has been provided. Okay, then if you are okay, then start immediately. Select the start immediately, so that all the changes relevant for this transport request will be affected into your quality system. This is the second method what we are having in order to bring changes from development to quality system. Then note, if we do n number of changes and assign to the existing transport. Okay, assign those changes. We'll put it for existing transport. Then we can existing transport in development system. Then we can use the transport, use the TR number n number of times to bring changes, n number of times to a number of times. Okay, if we do a number of changes and assign those changes for existing transport request in development system, then we can use the transport number a number of times to bring, okay, a number of times in SCC1. So what I'm trying to explain here, let us assume okay, up to now I have done some configuration. Okay, now I'm just using this transport request in SSC1, then I'm bringing some changes into the QA system. After some time, maybe after 1 or 2 days or after some time, again I have to do some more changes. I have to do some customization in development system. Again, I am going back and I am doing the configuration in development system. Again, the new changes also which I will assign to the same transport request. Then again again I can use the same transport request, okay, to bring the changes into SCC1, okay, in quality system. So meaning that the same one transport request I can use n number of times for customization. You may ask the question, okay, how system will understand, because today I'm doing some changes, I'm importing to the QA system, tomorrow I'm doing some more changes, but how system will understand for the how we can differentiate the new changes. Then in such situation what system will do, for every change system will create the tasks, okay, every change. Today if I'm doing some changes, the child, if I go inside of this one, the system will create for today's changes, system will create one task. For tomorrow changes, system will create one more task, okay, like that. So we can differentiate the changes, okay, if I specify the main transport request number, that is the reason in when I am importing the transport request by using SCC1, I just have selected one checkbox, include tasks in the request. For each and every changes, the system will create a separate tasks. Okay, if you select this one, then only the system will import the changes. If your client is following the SCC1 methodology, okay, that client will decide that one. Is it clear for everyone, or if anyone is having any further query, so please let me know. Okay, fine. Now, okay. Now what we have done, we have discussed about the development server. Okay, so what it does in the development server. Then quality server, testing and quality server. Now the required customization I have done in the development system. Then I have transported or I have imported those changes into quality system. So the quality system, the purpose of this quality system, so point number one, remember, I will put it the points. No customization, no customization will not possible. Yeah, I'll put it like customization will not possible in this client. So the customization, if you want to create some company code. So the when I say the customization, remember wherever the transport request is generating by the system. Okay. So if you are doing some changes, then that changes will be associated with your transport request. Then that changes will not be allowed. But now master data, GL creation, BP creation, vendor, customer, document types, and number ranges. These are all not the part of transport request. Remember, so those changes still you can do. Remember, okay, that is the difference between customization and as well as master data. Customization is nothing but the system will must generate the transport request for all your customizations. But now for master data does not require any transport request and the system will not generate any transport request. First of all, we cannot transport any master data from one client to another client. When I say the master data, is the vendors, customers, GLs, cost centers, profit centers, all these are the master data, asset master data. Okay, there are different master data are there. Okay, so customization will not be possible in this client. Remember, still we can able to create master data in this client. Then we can perform testing and perform in detail testing in this client. When I say the in detailed, okay, so there are different kind of testing processes are there. Okay, so that cross testing, okay, cross systems testing, cross modules testing, okay, interface testing, different kind of testings which we need to perform. Okay, so then if all the test scenarios are instead of test results, okay, if all the test scenarios will be passed passed, then we will move changes into production system, into production client or production system. Okay, so the changes, if I want to do any changes, okay, first I have to do in development system, from development to quality system. In quality system, whatever the testing which I want to perform, I need to perform the testing in this quality server. Once everything, the results will be okay, then I will move the changes into the production system. Remember. Then, so until now, what we have done so far, from the beginning of December, what we have done, we have done the configuration in the development server. Okay, then assume that we have transported the changes, we have moved, or we have imported the changes into the quality system. Then we have done the testing in the sense, now I have posted some GL transactions, then I have executed some GL payments, then at the same time I have posted some customer invoices and performed the EBS and the logbox. So all these testings which I have performed. Okay, then with that testing, I understood that the changes are working as expected. So now if we are okay, then we need to bring the changes into the system. Then now we can, okay, I'll put it like this. Once all the test scenarios, all the test cases will be passed in, our test cases will be working as expected in quality system, then business will give sign off. I will explain you more about. Okay, business will give sign off, to bring changes, into production system. Production system. Then production system is the live system. We will not do any changes. Remember. Then understand. Okay. Now, as a consultant, being as a consultant, remember the following things need to be keep in mind. Being as a consultant, these points will be applicable for irrespective of the modules. We need to keep in mind when we are in production system. Remember, it's an important thing for you. Okay, even this will be helpful for your interviews also. Then what points you need to remember? Then as a consultant, we are not the first point number one. We are not the authorized person to do change to do. Okay, first I'll put it to do postings, changes in production system. So when I say this one, we are the consulting side. Okay, we should not supposed to do any postings in the sense F-02, F-43 or some background jobs or whatever it may be. We are not the authorized person to do postings. Even in the reversal also, we should not do any changes in the production system. Let's say this is what about postings, changes. So the business will say there is a some let me go here. The business will ask you the simple thing. Go here, we display some documents here. Now what business will ask you? Simple thing. Let us see this here. Now in this document, let us assume they will ask to do some changes here, some description. Okay, they will ask us to do some changes here. Okay, some description changes here. Then we should not encourage to do the changes. Okay, now if you want, we will address you. You can do yourself. Okay, what changes they want, let them do their itself. But we should not supposed to do any changes in the production system, especially in the production system. Remember. Okay, and we should not perform any changes in the production system as a consultant until, let us assume, if there is any month end activities involved by you, then what you can do, you will have a special authorization during that period. Even if you try to use your normal user ID, it will not work for those changes. But remember, I'll put it that point also. But though during month end, okay, though if we involved any month end activities, then we are, or we can do changes. We can do changes in, or we can perform changes in production system. What changes we will perform during the support project? Then see, during the during the month end during the month end, okay, we will have separate user id to do changes. What is that separate user id? Is a FF ID will be there. Separate user ID, when I say the F is a firefighter ID. I will explain you more about firefighter ID will be there, or special access will be granted during that period. Okay, but each and everything will be tracked. But now this FFID also will have access for special things. Okay, now if you do not, I mean, in OB52, what we can do during month end, what the expected changes we need to perform. OB52. What is the OB52? OB52, which I want to change my posting periods here. Remember, okay, I'll give anything here. Now, if I want to do any posting period changes, let me select any one, the standard one. Here, I want to do some posting period changes. Okay, now I want to close the period of March. Then if I want to reopen the April period, then I need to perform. For this, to perform this activity, the business will provide, or the management will provide the special access for me with FFID. Then, in case if there are any jobs will get changed during the month end run. Okay, what will happen in SM37? I will have an authorization to copy the existing to copy the existing job and to do the adjustment in the variance in case if it is needed. Then I can able to do the changes as well. Okay, remember that one. Okay, only the limited access will be provided during, I mean, in the FFID also. But even though still I cannot do any changes. But remember, whatever the activities which you are doing in production system, everything will be tracked by you, by your user ID. The basis team or security team will track your activities, what you have done in past. Remember, just keep in mind these points, keep in mind. Okay, even then, this is the one. If business users will ask for changes, will ask for do changes, we should not do any changes, in production system. Then what we need to do, what we need to do then we need to ask users to share the screen, user screen, share the screen, and we will address them, what changes, and okay, we will address them how to do changes. Okay, so we will address them. Okay, we will ask users, okay, share your screen, we will guide you how to do the changes that we can do. Keep in mind, this is the important one. Okay, so far we haven't seen the production system. Okay, so now you, I mean, if you understood well, we have done configuration in development system, then we have moved the changes from development to quality system, then from quality system to the production system. Okay, now the final one be a production system. Remember one more thing, when I say the development server, one server will have the multiple clients. Remember, one server will have the multiple clients. Now if you can see here, this is the completely the development server. Let us assume this is the practice system. In this system, we have the three clients. Okay, one is for my golden client, another one is a sandbox. Okay, you need to know about the sandbox also. What is mean by, we have discussed about the development system, testing system, production system. What is meant by the sandbox? There will be a one more will be there. Sandbox system. What is meant by sandbox system? Okay, in this we can do whatever. Okay, see, whatever we want. Okay, like now in this we can do customization. Okay, whatever we want. Okay, when I say whatever we want, in client specific system, in development system, what you need to do, you should not do your own customization. Now you have some thought in your mind. You want to create some new new company code apart from your client specific requirements. Okay, then you should not do any your own changes in the development client. Remember, okay. Now testing also you should not do. Okay, you cannot bring those changes from development to quality system. Okay, now you have some new business requirement or you want to do your own configuration. Okay, you do not want to without disturbing the client, uh, without following the client business scenarios. Then what you need to do, for every client will have a sandbox system. So in that sandbox, you can do anything, whatever you want. You can do any customization. Then you can do R&D what you want. Okay, research. So that is the reason the sandbox system will be is a separate system. Most are the cases in sandbox where the sandbox system will not generate any transport requests. Okay, so the sandbox is only for your research purpose only, except that it will not applicable any client specific configuration will not be available in this one. Okay, if you want you can do, but all the things. Okay, and also keep in mind the sandbox is nothing but a in development system. What we will do, as a FI consultant, I am doing all FI configuration related, and CO related the CO consultant will do, related changes consultant will do. But in sandbox you are the, because you are creating new company code, you need to do all modules related configuration in this sandbox in order to run the your own business scenarios. This is what about the sandbox system. Okay, then